longing that the world would change, is how we refuse to let fear have the final say in our life or in our world. Longing is the soul's way of pushing back against the forces of despair. It is our heart's insistence that God is not done, and it is a yearning planted by God in our hearts, even in the most fearful of times. The commentary from this series, the artwork and poetry that you'll find throughout this season, the scholar says, Advent begins in the ache, not the answer. I like that. That Advent begins in the ache, not in the answer, because, friends, fear is present, but longing is the sacred posture that turns fear into hope. And it's right there, in the place where fear gives birth to longing, that God breaks in. Note the sequence. It's not once fear has vanished. It's not once the world is fixed that God shows up. God shows up right in the middle of the longing for hope. God draws near. And if God draws near to longing, then hope is not wishful thinking. Hope is the expectation, the belief deep in our soul that God is already breaking into our life. God is already breaking into our world. And like we talked about with the kids, God doesn't wait to break into the deepest of the holiest of moments. God breaks in the ordinary moments of our lives. Remember, Zechariah is just doing his job. He's shown up to the temple because it's his turn to show up to the temple. It's his turn to light the incense. This is not the high holiest of holidays that he is doing it. This is a regular, ordinary day in the life of a priest who's just going about his job. A routine day in the temple. And then God interrupts the ordinary